Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. We're going to take a look at Hakeem Butler, the wide receiver out of Iowa State, in the 6'5", 6'6" range, 225, 230 pounds. Big dude who can move and he can run some routes and track the ball. I really like his game. We're going to watch a few routes here. Here's the first one. You're going to see him lined up, trips middle. You got the defender who's leaning a little bit to that inside. And he comes out here, and you're going to see the ball arrive a little bit to the outside, and he gets hung up, doesn't catch the ball. Fine. But let's look at this play, break it down a little bit more, and tell you some of the good things that Butler does on this play. First is you get the pads over the knees. You always want to sell that vertical concept, keeping the pads over the knees so that you get that defender to back up or turn. Now, the defender is going to back up and turn. You see how he's facing the quarterback, looking at the quarterback here, as well as looking at the receiver, but with his chest inside to the middle. That's going to allow Butler, you're going to see at the top of the screen, start to veer outside and take the back. When you can take the back of the defender, you do so because it forces the defender to either turn around, and he can't really track you all that well, and it usually forces movement that's going to help you out to get separation. And that's exactly what happens, even though it occurs out of the screen. You see that now he has a step to the inside of the defender because he turned him around by taking that back, and he's tracking the ball. But watch the defender. He's grabbing Butler's elbow and then pulling on that arm a little bit where Butler only has a chance to be able to turn and try and make the catch with one hand. So from the standpoint of route running, nice entry into the stem with that pads over the knees, maintaining that, taking the back of the defender, climbing up onto his toes, and then turning inside and getting separation and still having his back to the defender. The defender actually has to interfere a little bit, even though this isn't called for this play to end up favorable for Kansas State. Let's take a look at this next route. You're going to see Butler down at the bottom. I like that he plays on the right side and the left side of the formation. And you're going to see him here, pads over knees, give a little bit of a head fake, and here he is, wide open, makes the catch, and then for the next 30 yards, fights off the defender and the second one to get inside the 5. So let's look at the anatomy of this route one more time. Pads over knees, and watch the little head fake. Right there, little jab and head fake. And then let's pinpoint right here. See that catch? I like how he uses his hands, and it's an active position. He's not trying to bucket catch this. And you'd see a lot of receivers try to do that when the ball's even a little bit behind them. But what we get from Butler is that he understands that the more he can attack a pass like this, when the ball's a little bit behind him, the better. And he's able to run in full stride and attack that ball with active hands, then turn his back away, and then continue downfield. That's a tough catch. There are a lot of receivers who don't do that very well. A lot of pro receivers who do not make this kind of catch very well right here. But Butler does. You're going to see, the strength, the power, good little stiff arm there to fight through. Now, the one thing that you do see that he needs to work on, and it's something that a lot of receivers do, is see where the ball is, see how his elbow's away from it. I like that he's carrying it under that left arm, but at the same time, he's whipping that ball around, trying to avoid the defender, and then it ends up kind of carried like an option quarterback with two hands away from his body. He's going to be ripe for getting stripped in the NFL in these types of situations. He's going to have to be careful about. But overall, this is a really nice grab, and we'll watch it one more time all the way through from stem to catch. Little jab there, nice little head fake. Active hands, strength, speed, tenacity. Really nice. Now what's interesting here is that we saw a really nice demonstration of ball tracking, but then here's a play where he loses the ball a little bit. So you're going to want to watch to see more tape of how well he does as a ball tracker. Look at it one more time here. And you're going to watch him give a little bit of a move here at the left slot side. And he's going to turn to the inside. And see how he starts to dip to the inside? That sets up the corner where he thinks that's where it's going to go, as it's more of a corner route. But he starts tracking the ball over his inside shoulder than his outside shoulder. Part of that, too, is that the ball's arriving short. And then when he tries to turn back to that outside to shield the defender, the ball's still too far inside that shoulder there. and he's unable to catch the ball. So that turn, he loses the ball during that turn because he doesn't want to face the defender. He's trying to shield him. But he ends up losing track of the ball that way. So the root issue is that the ball was not placed probably where it needed to be on what looks like a deep corner route. But in his effort to adjust here with the ball overhead, he loses track a little bit. Is this symptomatic of a larger issue? You know, you have to watch more tape to find out. I'm still getting into Hakeem Butler at a level where I can give you a definitive answer on that, but I can tell you it's something that I'll be watching more of, though he did a really nice job on the play before of tracking, as we saw, and even the play before that. All right, so we're going to see Hunt here inside trips against off coverage. And what I like about this route is you get to see the elements of his ability to drop his weight a little bit and then make that quick turn and flatten out the route. Good flatten out right there. Look back to the ball, catch with his hands actively. Then you can make some people miss, makes a couple people miss here. Really one. And it's a little, you know, you can see that the turf is a little loose, a little slippage there, but he does a good job being able to stop, start, and cut, which is a nice sign for a big man. And while he doesn't drop that weight unbelievably well, it's still pretty good for his size, and he can flatten that out. Is he going to beat tight man coverage with these types of routes? I don't know. That's going to be an interesting question to have answered at this point. I don't know if you can project him to really do this well, but that's promising enough that he might. But what he can do is he's going to get open for you deep. The way that he sets up routes deep is very good. He's a you know, a guy who builds up speed over time. I don't think he has absolute sudden quickness to his game, but he's quick enough, and he certainly is a guy who, you know, is a tough out as a runner. Where I think we'll see the difference between Butler becoming a go-to player in the league with every type of situation, and being, you know, a good starter but not necessarily the primary guy, depends on how well he does against press coverage. You know, or when he's jammed, and can he be filtered outside and pinned a little bit more, like right here. That's something he's going to have a little bit of a better plan. Doesn't seem like that's too bad of an issue there, where we see Butler work the 3-step release, really a 4-step release and a double swipe. And that's up at the top here, top left. That's a nice job. So you can see overall, when we're talking about Butler and what he has to offer, he's a guy that, you know, gives you that size. He gives you that strength. He can set up some routes, especially like the fade route. He can, let's see if we can look at it right here. So when we take a look at Butler, we see a guy who's comfortable enough to be able to earn separation in tighter quarters. He can win the ball in the air. He tracks it well. He's someone that can be a problem after the catch. He's an effort guy as a blocker. A lot of things to like about Butler's game. He definitely projects to me as a future NFL starter. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.